Shalom, this is your Ak. Yah is magnified, coming back with another informative video. This video is titled More Proof You Cannot Sue the Child Support Agency underneath 42 USC 1983. So with that being said, guys, let's get to it. Okay, so as you guys can see on the screen, well, hold on, before I even do that, I like to state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They're all facts and all truth. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so as you all can see on the screen, this is my federal lawsuit against the Department of Social Services, Child Support Enforcement Services. So I was suing two people, the Department of Social Services and also the Child Support Enforcement Services, right? The same two people Ahmed Osiris said to sue. Okay, the same ones Ahmed Osiris is telling you guys to sue to this day. You know, he added some people in their official capacity he wants you to sue as well, but that's still like suing the state, so it really don't matter. You see what I mean? But the state has sovereign immunity. Now, because the state has sovereign immunity, as I told y'all multiple times already, any thing created by the state have sovereign immunity, such as the Department of Social Services and the Child Support Enforcement Services. Both of those are considered arms of the state, which have sovereign immunity. Okay, so now let's stroll up, right? Now, as you guys can see, this is the memorandum of opinion. They give you the memorandum of opinion at first, so when to basically tell you the outcome of what happened in the case. If you don't have enough time to read the whole case, you can read the memorandum of opinion for the summary of what happened. So now, with that being said, let's pick this up at where it says this pro se complaint. It says this pro se complaint is before the court on defendant's motion to dismiss for failure to serve process, lack of subject matter jurisdiction, 11th Amendment immunity, and failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. For the reasons described below, the court will grant the motion to dismiss due to defendant's immunity under the 11th Amendment of the United States. So, for all those four reasons, those were the four reasons that the defendant moved to have this case dismissed, which was the Child Support Agency. So they motioned to have this case dismissed for lack of subject matter jurisdiction, 11th Amendment immunity, failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted, and process served. So now, let's stroll past this. So now we see why they want to dismiss the case, but now let's see why they have sovereign immunity. Or let's see, do the Child Support Agency have sovereign immunity? Let's get straight to the meat and potatoes, because I don't got time to be going, playing around. Oh yeah, but for you guys can also see that this is Ahmed Osiris is, help me out. Plus, I'm gonna let y'all guys hear that he wrote all this up. I paid for his services. He wrote it up, and it didn't work. But as you can see right here, it says Fifth Amendment due process. That's what you're always talking about. 14th Amendment equal protection. That's what he always talking about. You see, you always talk about the Social Security number being the mark of the beast. You see, so you guys know this is the stuff. He always talk about the Social Security fraud, saying that the mother can't use your Social Security number, right? So that's what most of the complaint was about. He was complaining about that. But let's see. It says let's stroll up. Here we go. It says defendant moves to dismiss this case pursuant to its immunity underneath the 11th Amendment. So the defendant has immunity underneath the 11th Amendment, but let's continue. It says the Fourth Circuit has not certified whether a dismissal on 11th Amendment immunity grounds is as a dismissal for failure to state a claim under Rule 12b-6 or a dismissal for lack of subject matter jurisdiction, Rule 12b-1. So sovereign immunity can go underneath any of those two, failure to state a claim or jurisdiction. Either one, falls underneath sovereign immunity. But let's continue. It says, let's pick it up right here, guys. Although subject matter jurisdiction, let's stop right here so we know where to stop at. It says, although subject matter jurisdiction and sovereign immunity do not coincide perfectly, there is a recent trend among the district courts within the Fourth Circuit to consider sovereign immunity under Rule 12b-1. 12b-1 is jurisdiction. 12b-6 is failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. So here we go right here. It says, Here we go. Let's get out of there. It says affirming dismissal pursuant to 12B1 due to the 11th Amendment immunity. So they dismissed it because of the 11th Amendment immunity, but let's find out who has, do both of them have sovereign immunity, such as the Social Services and the Department of Child Support Enforcement. Let's see, do both of them have sovereign immunity? Let's see. Let me stroll up, guys. Here it is right here. It says, it's one portion of it. Let's stop right here. It says, for the reasons, hold on, let me go back. Pick it up right here and end right here. It says, for the reasons described below, the courts find that the defendant is immune from the suit due to the 11th Amendment of the United States Constitution. Right? Then it says, accordingly, the court will dismiss this case without prejudice. Even if defendant was not immune, the court would dismiss this case because defendant is not a person within the meaning of 42 USC 1983. So again, guys, when I've been telling y'all my prior videos, the same thing happened to me in court within this show. So I know, you know what I mean, what they're going to tell you guys when you file that paperwork in there. Right? But let's continue on. It says that right here, it says, pursuant to the long applied interpretation of the 11th Amendment, a suit generally may not be maintained directly against the state itself or against an agency or department of the state unless the state has waived their sovereign immunity, which they did not waive. First thing they're gonna do when you file that lawsuit is claim sovereign immunity. That's how they respond, guys. But let's continue up. Okay, here we go. It says the Virginia. Let's pick it up right here. It says Virginia statutes create the Department of Social Services within the executive branch and grants the supervising commissioner authority to create divisions such as the Division of Child Support Enforcement. Okay? So again, guys, you know, just letting us know that, hey, anything created by the state has sovereign immunity, right? So let's go to, let me see, here we go. This case law right here, up the top, above here, it says, straight to the meat and potatoes, guys, finding DCSE protected by the 11th Amendment. So the Child Support Agency is protected by the 11th Amendment, right? But let's go. It says, pick this up at number 7 right here, where it says the 11th Amendment provided that the judicial powers of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state or by citizens or subjects of any foreign state. United States Constitution, 11th Amendment. Okay, or Amendment 11, however you want to say it. But let's go up. Let's continue. And you can also tell this is Ahmed Osiris paperwork because it says private commercial marketplace by collecting $25 fees for its customers. You know, that's Ahmed Osiris' favorite argument, is because they collect $25 fees for their customers, then they are partaking as a single and separate unit, and their sovereign immunity automatically waived. That's not the case, guys. I believe that at one time too. That's not the case. Okay, they will shut you down. Okay, so let's continue. That's more proof, but hold on. Let's continue more and more. All right, now, right here, guys. This is where it gets good. You know, this is where it gets real good. Right here. It says, in sum, let's highlight the whole thing. Oops, I ain't gonna go that far down. Okay, guys, it says, in sum, every court known to have considered the nature of the Virginia Department of Social Services and its Division of Child Support Enforcement has determined that those entities are arms of the state of Virginia, protected by 11th Amendment immunity. So again, guys, they are protected by the 11th Amendment of sovereign immunity. Both of them, the Social Services Department and the Division of Child Support Enforcement, they all both are arms of the state. But you have Armin O'Cyrus trying to tell people they are not arms of the state. They have case law upon case law upon case law saying that. You see? So his one argument ain't going to change that fact, and they're not going to waive that sovereign immunity. So let's continue. It says this court reaches the same conclusion. Furthermore, there is no basis to conclude that Virginia waived its sovereign immunity or that Congress abrogated that immunity through the passages. You see, 42 U.S.C. 1983. It says accordingly, the court will dismiss the complaint. So they dismissed the whole thing. But let's continue though. It says even if, right? Let's continue right here, guys. It says even if sovereign immunity did not bar this suit, the court would nonetheless dismiss pursuant to federal rule of civil procedure 12b6 to state a valid claim under 1983. A plaintiff must allege that a person acting under color of law of the state law deprived him of a constitutional federal statutory right. So again, guys, with that being said, you're not going to be able to sue that agency for no money, especially in federal court. Okay? So now we're going to get to the meat and potatoes. I'm about to show you all, but hold on. Let me read this real quick before we go to Armin O'Cyrus saying out his own mouth that he did the paperwork and it was rejected. But we're going to go there after I finish reading this. It says, accordingly, even if sovereign immunity did not bar this suit, plaintiff has failed to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. So again, guys, you're not going to go on these courts and file an old federal lawsuit in 1983 and win. You're not, man, So with that being said, now let's go to hear Armin O'Cyrus tell me, he actually told everybody that he did the paperwork for me and it didn't work. So now let's go there. It was rejected, so let's go there. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys hear Armin O'Cyrus say out his own mouth that he did the paperwork for me. The paperwork was rejected. It was okay that the paperwork was rejected because some of them usually are rejected. Okay, so now, not some of them usually rejected. They all are rejected, guys. Every last one of them. That's why can't nobody come forward and say it worked for them. But not only that, let's listen in. Let's just hear him say it out his own mouth. For those who don't believe me, will believe me today. Let's listen in.
There's a creature out there by the name of Terry Parks, okay? And we did some paperwork for Terry Parks, and what happened, obviously, that's fine. It was rejected, and some of them do.
Yeah, that's fine. It was rejected, and some of them do. Okay, now they all get rejected for the same reason I tell you all. For failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted, and that the state and the agency have sovereign immunity. But the state has sovereign immunity, but because the agency is an arm of the state, the agency has sovereign immunity as well, as I just showed y'all prior. So now let's go back and hear him say that one more time, that he did the paperwork and that it was rejected, and most of them usually are rejected. Basically all of them usually are rejected, but let's go back.
There's a creature out there by the name of Terry Parks, okay? And we did some paperwork for Terry Parks, and what happened, obviously, that's fine. It was rejected, and some.
You see that, guys? So again, that's all I got to say, man. More exposing, more truth, and more proof. So you guys be blessed. You all need my help. Hit me up at y'allismagnified@gmail.com. Make that donation. Get the ball rolling. Get towards this freedom. So with that being said, shalom.